I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your cattle market summary for the week ending March the 3rd, where this early spring has really been helping the cattle market and especially the beef market too, but that trickles down into the cattle. But you look at the board for last week on both April contracts, but live cattle first, you look at Monday, live cattle on April was up 55, Tuesday up 242, and then Wednesday down 35 despite trading fat cattle higher, which was kind of hard to figure. Thursday down $1.42, which was kind of the day that the stocks were down and everything really was a downer. But then Friday finished up down 17 cents to end the week at $115.97, which was still up $1.02 for the week. Feeder cattle on the April contract, Monday was up $2 even, Tuesday was up $1.15, Wednesday down 95, Thursday down $1.82, and Friday up $1.02 to end the week at $122.95, which was up $1.40 for the week. So really, even though a volatile week ended up a little bit on the high side, but everything was pretty positive really for cattle over the last week, except for cash feeders did go down a little bit, and maybe they needed to, because it just it still looks like a hard go to make those things work, because you see that big drop off in your live cattle board when you get into the late summer there, just barely over $1. But your fat cattle trade for last week on another gigantic movement of 134,100 head. That's just through Thursday. If there was any cleanup sales at all on Friday, we'll find out early this week. But these are just huge moves. Last week had a big over 120,000, and you just don't see these anymore. They're twice as big as what we've gotten used to over the last several years, but a lot of negotiated trade. And most of your live sales were at 125, had a few at 124 and a few at 126, but your weighted average is going to be real close to 125 and actually going to be higher than last week. So that's steady to firm. Your dress sales, $200 mostly on all your dress sales. That's straight up $4 higher than the previous week. You look at your slaughter for last week, was also healthy, 581,000 head compared to the previous week. It was 6,000 more. Compared to the same week a year before, it was 44,000 more. So slaughtering a lot of cattle. Why are they slaughtering a lot of cattle? You look at your box beef cutout values on a good movement, 517 loads of trimmings, cuts and grinds, and you look at the average trade for the week on a choice carcass was $205.86, which was up $11.38. Your select average trade was up $9.94 for last week at $201.81, and you know, it's just been really nice weather. I've been traveling all over the country the last several weeks. It's been nice just about everywhere I've been, except for here at home, West Texas. Of course, the wind blows 50 miles an hour every day, but we kind of get used to that. But guys are getting their grills out already. These consumers are starting to look around and think that they might want to throw something on the grill, so they got to get that stuff in the cases, and they're getting those orders out there and trying to do something. But we're looking, it's going to be hard to gain any money on the fat cattle market this week. They've sold so many cattle negotiated. This past week they sold a lot of cattle for later in March, and these feedlots have kind of painted themselves into a corner where it's going to be hard to get any more cattle, any more market position this week. But you know, probably everybody's so current and they've kind of been pulling cattle ahead that they don't need to sell a lot of cattle. But there's going to be some weak sisters, I guarantee you. Here we get in the middle of the week and see what happens on the Fed cattle exchange and all that. But we've got nearly a $10 basis right now, because our spot market is the April sitting under 116, and our market is 125, 126 on the high side. That is a giant basis for these feedlots to put in their pockets, and you're going to have a few weak sisters there. They're going to pull the trigger kind of early, and maybe it's steady or even a little bit lower money, and it's just going to be hard to continue to gain. We've gained such a big market position here in the last few weeks. But you look at your cash feeder market, real consistent across the country, that it was steady to slightly lower. Your weekly call there looks steady to $2 lower, especially in the southern plains. That's what it is, and all your big volume sale barns. You get in the northern plains north of I-70, still steady to weak, but maybe not as much as $2 lower. Maybe just a buck lower, maybe just mostly steady to weak. But we've gotten into that time of year where you're starting to see some green pop up here and there, and guys are coming to town and buying those light calves, the peewee calves, and what old crop thin hard stockers that are out there. Those attractive kinds that turn out $4 to $7 higher than the previous week, and they will continue to be that way right up until it's time to turn cattle out on grass. But I missed another call there. I was waiting till the weekly summary to say we were going to see some $2 500-pound steers out there, and I missed it. It happened on Friday in Burwell, Nebraska. Had some steers weighing over 500 pounds, actually up in the 530s there, bring 207, and that was a mile higher than the next highest calves, and I'm not sure, you know, what they had to bring that has made them worth that much more money. But people start seeing green grass, they just lose their minds. They want to turn them out, and even though we say it might be hard for these big yearlings to make any money with that fat board way down there low, just over $1 in late summer, it's going to be even harder to make some of these calves and stocker cattle work because we don't have a giant market really that we're looking forward to for late summer and fall in your yearlings either. Just about what we're doing right now. But that's your cattle market summary back home here in Canyon, Texas, working for DV Auction. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.